Hey G.I. Joe fans, Joe Motion Videos 82 here. It is time for another G.I. Joe toy review. Yes, I have already done a review this week, but guess what? You guys deserve another one. You really do. You've been really good to me. I appreciate that, especially when I was sick. You guys were very understanding. So this is just a little something to say thank you. Today we will be looking at Tiger Force Duke, also known as Duke version 2. He was released in 1988 and was discontinued in 1990. He was a nice run of 2 years. And his original retail price is $2.99. This Duke in particular, excuse me, getting winded. I don't want to wear my oxygen. It's ridiculous on me. This Duke is really special to me. My brother Eric purchased him for me when they first hit the shelves. I mean, he was fresh out of the box, and we grabbed him. So I'll be sharing him with you. And also there's a variant on him that is pretty important for you guys to see and to keep an eye out for. I was baffled by it. So were a lot of other people, but I'll get into that part. But now it's time for a message from our sponsor.
Hey there, G.I. Joe fans. This is Hornswoggle Bushwhacking Byron, and we're going to be looking at a special treat for y'all. If you haven't had this, it is Kansas City Sarsaparilla. It is a great drink. If you're not a drinking man, this is the drink you want to turn to. Go up to the barkeep and say, "Give me a sarsaparilla," and you'll get your Kansas City sarsaparilla. It is smooth and refreshing, and my mustache gets in the way. That hit the spot. Yeah, so pick yourself up a tall, frosty Kansas City sarsaparilla at your local watering hole.
Oh, thank you, Bushwhack and Hornswoggle, whatever name you go by. So yes, we'll be looking at the Tiger Force Duke. Original retail price was $2.99, and you'll be hard pressed to find one like that these days. So let's go ahead and take a look at this fine figure. Right, so here he is. I apologize if the lighting isn't real good today. It is overcast, and that is a rare treat out here. The weatherman says it's 50% chance of rain, but to me that only means 5 out of 10 weathermen say it's going to rain. So we'll be getting it up in the mountains for sure, but down here I doubt it. It seems to pass over the valley quite a bit. So on with the review. So Tiger Force Duke is the first sergeant of Tiger Force of G.I. Joe. He is in charge when there isn't an officer around, and he is clearly a fan favorite. So let's go ahead and take a look at Duke real quick. Obvious difference from version 1. Instead of tan shirt and green pants, he has brown tan pants, a green shirt. Nice reversal. Doesn't have a green collar, but he has a red one. So I'm assuming that this is some sort of a field jacket that he's wearing over a shirt. But he does have his jump wings and a bandolier, which only covers 1/2 of his body, which missed opportunity, but he has some really nice sculpting back there. Nice little hand grenade, sorry about that, guy, sculpted right on his chest. Some pouches on the bandolier, and 2 utility pockets. His left arm is a little stiff. Oh, nice little web belt which wraps all the way around his body. Stiletto down here on his left boot, and he has a sidearm strapped to his leg. and they changed his hair color. And I think this is the first hair color change we've seen since General Hawk went from blonde to brunette, but hey, it's his prerogative if he wants to dye his hair. So this is the first hair color change for a sub-team. Later down the road, they'll do a hair color change when it comes to Night Force. A good example would be the Night Force Psych Out, who did have blonde hair, platinum blonde hair according to his file card, and they dyed it brown, or changed it to brown to match his uniform. So Duke came with his original accessories, cut from the same mold. Different colors though, if I can remember correct. I don't have all my Duke version 1 accessories. His rifle looks like an MP5 with a collapsible stock. Some nice detailing on it for being such a small weapon. Looks like there's a safety right here. Hand grips on it are textured around the front here. I shouldn't say textured, but has finger grooves in it, and some sights on there. Pretty nice. And then his binoculars, which I did not like. Kind of an unnecessary accessory in my book. I didn't play with them all that often. It has a nice little sculpting here on the top with an adjuster wheel, and of course the 2 lenses. Alright, now here is what I'm talking about, the important variants. He has a backpack variance. The backpack that came with him is green, same green as his shirt, but the variant matches his shirt just a little bit better. But the cool thing about the variant, it has a cross in it, when the original backpack didn't. So I reached out to the G.I. Joe community. HCC 788 didn't know about this, and he was actually pretty surprised. I contacted the owner who sold this to me over eBay. He had no idea what it was. He's not a collector, but he does buy and sell. So HCC advised me to get over onto Twitter and make an announcement, and a lot of people out there didn't know, but one person did, and that was Fun School Ronnie. So thank you very much, Ronnie. He says this is a very rare Fun School variant. So that's something to look out for, guys. A lot of times this is just the backpacks, when pictures are taken, just the front of them are shown, and back variant isn't shown. But just look at the picture real close. It is a lighter color. This one is a little bit lighter than the one that came with Duke, the US version. And I do have a file card, very nicely cut file card. Came right off the card back, and it reads codename Duke, Tiger Force First Sergeant, Squad Leader, Military, or his file name is Hauser Conrad S, serial number 234097789, primary military specialty Airborne Infantryman, and that makes sense, he's wearing jump wings. Secondary specialty, small arms repairman. Birthplace, St. Louis, Missouri. Grade E8, First Sergeant. And middle paragraph reads, Duke was fluent French, German, English. When he enlisted. Graduated top of his class at Fort Benning Airborne School. Opted for U.S. Army Special Languages School, where he specialized in Han Chinese and Southeast Asian dialects. Upon graduation, he served in the Army Special Forces unit in both Southeast Asia unit in Southeast Asia. Sorry about that. where he received the Congressional Medal of Honor. Now that isn't right. It's not called the Congressional Medal of Honor anymore. It is the Medal of Honor. It's issued by Congress. And 2 bronze stars for single-handedly rescuing 34 POWs from a heavily guarded enemy compound. It reads at the bottom a quote. I'm assuming it's from Hawk. This man is a walking legend. He's got more combat experience than some of those generals in the Pentagon. Duke's the kind of grunt you want to have right by your side when the going gets rough. He can assess any hostile situation with lightning speed and act upon it quicker. Quicker than you could yell, say, Tiger Force! Only mention of him being in Tiger Force in the file card, except for Tiger Force for First Sergeant. The man doesn't know the meaning of the word fear. In fact, I don't think it ever existed, or he had ever heard of the word fear at all. Yeah, it doesn't exist in his vocabulary, but he's a happy guy. He smiles the whole time doing it. And just a little tidbit, you see a file card that says H1. That is the second release, according to what I understand. So the first release from the first year, it will not have the H1 on there. Alright, so if you're looking for Tiger Force Duke out on the aftermarket, I didn't find very many vintage out there right now. There's a lot of 25th anniversary Dukes out there. So I have a question. How deep are your pockets? Yeah, I'll drink to that one. God, this stuff's good. Yeah, how deep are your pockets? Because right now the market is just booming with vintage toys. Well, anything vintage. It's just booming. Us middle-aged folk are buying up things from our childhood, just to pass on the history to our families, to our kids, also to reclaim a little bit of the things that we didn't have in the past. And that's what I'm doing. I'm buying up a lot of toys I never had. But right now I'm not buying anything. I'm waiting for the prices to go back down, and I haven't been to work since I got sick. So I'm having to be a little tight-fisted right now, watching my money. Just living off my savings. So yeah. So if you're looking for this guy on the aftermarket, a couple things you need to look out for first: his heels. Make sure his heels aren't broken, because this brown plastic is very fragile. Especially with the darker brown, like with Zartan especially, and Tiger Force Roadblock. I cracked the heels on Zartan, my heart just sunk. And same thing with Roadblock. I didn't crack his, yeah, I did crack one heel, but I was trying to bend his knee and broke this plastic right here on his upper thigh. And fortunately Roadblock was really inexpensive at the time, so I just bought one loose, no accessories, and replaced the broken parts on my Roadblock. Try to buy in duplicate, so I have spare parts. So let's get back to the pricing. This guy by himself, Duke by himself, no accessories. Let's call him a la carte Duke. An a la carte Duke is, I saw him about $8.99. His gun, of all things, $7.99. His backpack, $2.99. Binoculars, oh my gosh, $9.99. uh, helmet, which does go really well with the tan grunt, but I think you can get away with a tan grunt helmet if you're not wanting the original parts, but it's close enough of a match. His helmet's about $1.99. A 99% complete Duke. He was missing his rifle. Yeah, he was going for $16.99. His file card $9.99. A complete Duke with file card, that was $29.99 for one seller. Another seller is wanting $49.99, and the prices go up from there. I think the highest I saw for a loose complete figure was $69.99. A carded vintage. Take out a loan. That's all I gotta say. Take out a loan on that guy. The seller was asking $499 or better offer. I'm going to go off on this. You know, I hate these high prices. I hate people price gouging. I don't do it. Okay, I try to be as honest of a human being as I can, but note the key word being human. I'm prone to error, but in my dealings with other people, I try to be as honest as I can. And if I'm selling something online, G.I. Joe especially, I sold a few things just to thin out my collection, and they were older, incomplete vehicles, nothing I planned to give away. I didn't gouge people on the prices. I wanted somebody to have a nice toy and enjoy it. So why, and these people with the or better offers, just in my personal experience, they don't come down very much. I was wanting to buy a carded Lobotomax, and at the time, this was just a few months ago, 8 months ago, the seller was selling it for $69.99, and I haggled with him for 3 days, and the dude only came down $3. So I passed him up and found one cheaper. And I like Lobotomax. I like the weirder element of G.I. Joe. It inspires creativity for me. And so I just want to say good luck when it comes to making a better offer with some of these folks. I can't say all of them are like that, but the ones I've run into, they know the value of these things and they don't really budge. And so I would suggest that you purchase from people you've been purchasing from before. And I mentioned this in my collecting video. Be articulate when approaching a seller about reducing a price on a particular item. Try to avoid a lot of slang, and just be as articulate in speech as you can. Be professional about it. And in my experience, I've had people come down on prices, but this was a few months ago, and these were people that I've been dealing with for a long time, and so I've developed a rapport with them. And another thing, it doesn't hurt to ask a seller if they have spare action figure stands, and a lot of times they do, and they will just give them to you, and I've had a lot of luck with that. And like I mentioned in my last review, the best stands, these guys aren't sponsoring me at all. I'd like to give credit where credit is due. The best action figure stands I found were from smalljoes.com. They fit the heels very well on the action figures. They're nice and sturdy. They look good. I believe they also sell clear stands for those who don't want a colored stand for display. So check them out. I'll have the information down here at the bottom once again. So sorry to go off on a tangent. Didn't mean to burn up all your time like that, but to me it's important for you guys to know the prices out there, and just something to help you gauge on what you're going to buy. I've used toy review videos to help me complete action figures. When I first started getting back into collecting, HCC788, his reviews inspired me, as well as Form BX257. Their reviews inspired me to start collecting again. So I pulled my toys out of storage, out of the closet, and started piecing them together again. Surprisingly, I remembered a lot of their accessories, what went to who. When I started buying again, I was real uncertain about some things, and I remember I had a guy trying to pass off a snow serpent that had the Battlefield accessory backpack, which is blue, matches the snow serpent, matches the blue on him, and he was trying to say, no, that's the backpack that came with him. And he was selling for 20 bucks, and I said, well, just one second. I pulled up the review, and I said, no, it came with a gray one, and I showed him, and that kind of stopped him. So it's nice to be informed when it comes to buying, especially if you're a new collector. And if you are a new collector, you know, a lot of great reviewers out there. There's a action figure magazine that's out there. You'll find this a lot on eBay. They're everywhere. This, just a quick look on it, it shows you the accessories, and even on the back for your 12-inch collectors, right there, boom. I highly recommend you get this. It is very inexpensive. I paid $5.99 for this just recently. Great resource material. So check that book out. It'll help you out quite a bit. So sorry to keep yammering on. I really appreciate you guys once again. You are awesome. I love you guys. I've cultivated a lot of friendships from this channel, and to me, that's I love it. Just, despite my acting video, my live act, I am an introverted person. I have few friends, but they are near and dear to me. So I keep a small circle of friends, but YouTube has allowed me to get out and broaden my friendship scope. And no, I won't be afraid to come out, and if you want to hang out or something, I won't be afraid to come and you know, go out with you guys, you know, for a little fun on the town. I'm not a drinker, so I'll be a designated driver if you want. So yeah, because I'm introverted, it doesn't mean that I don't want to get out. Just common misconception with introverts. And the reason why I was able to do my performance was I was hiding behind a pirate persona. And in my mind, I'm a performer. I'm semi-professional. I worked out the Renaissance Festival a few years. So I got into character, and I was the pirate out on stage, and I forgot all about who I was for that 3 minutes. But if you tell from my video, when the curtains opened, I froze. I got scared, and I almost backed out, but mindset changed. So yeah, so thanks to YouTube, I'm expanding my friendships, and you guys are great. I really love talking with you guys. Just it's great. I can't say enough good about it. So thank you very much for helping me get out of my shell. And these videos appearing on camera has helped out quite a bit as well. So all that being said, thanks once again. This is Joe Motion Videos 82 signing off. You guys have a fabulous day. Stay safe, stay cool, stay warm, stay hydrated. Bye-bye.